Hello students, how are you? I am Faisal Mushtaque. Today I am going to teach History Standard 8 Chapter 1st, and this is the next part of the video. Let's now we will talk about first impact of Industrial Revolution, growth of town and cities, decline of feudalism and rise of capitalism. Next, birth of two new social classes, emergence of imperialism, then imperialism, impacts of imperialism. So I will discuss impact of the industrial revolutions. So now earlier, without the industrial revolutions impacted the environment, the world saw a major increase in populations, which along with an increase in living standard. So the use of, in this industrial revolutions, the use of chemicals and fuels in factories resulted in increased air and water pollutions and increased use of fossil fuels. So this industrial revolution began to take shape in Britain and spread to the other countries. During the industrial revolutions, many power driving machines were invented which replaced hand tools, cotton gins, which was a machine to use to separate cotton fibers and their seeds. This cotton gin, along with a new invention in spinning and weaving, made the mass productions of cloth possible and gave a big boost to the textile industry. So this era also a large increase the use of coal replace wood and other fuels sources because it was abundant, efficient and required less work to mine than cutting wood. So coal was also used to make iron, which was used in the manufacturing of machines and tools, as well as the construction of ship and the bridges also. So no doubt in this industrial revolutions, so this revolution saw the deployments of steam engines, which was an engine that was used, this engine, to perform some work. The steam engine were used to transportation to the power factories used there. So now then the point, growth and town and cities, no doubt. So the primary answer to the employments boom that accompanied the industrial revolutions. So the factory were located in the town and attracted the rural populations. So now with a new job. So in fact, now the industrial revolutions brought more people into the cities with the employment to earn wealth. So the industrializations has historically that draw to people to cities. It began a factory of multiple factory are established within a region. So it was creating a high demand of the growth and the town and cities. So manufacturing was no longer based in the home and family. But in the factory, as the new machine was too big to fit into the people's home. It was a domestic system of productions. It couldn't compete. Compete means to try to win or achieve something. With the factory system, with the factory system. So now, in this factory system, had to go and work in the factories. The factories sprang up. Sprang up, that means to jump or more quickly across the country. So now new city sprang up around the factories and the worker had to live somewhere. So one by one, earlier the center of economic life was villages. But then on that situation, when the industries grew, the center shifted to the cities. It was demanded. The people from villages migrated to cities where factories offered employments. So number of many towns often called the industrial town. So I will give some example. Which town? Liverpool town, Leeds and Manchester. It was developed. These towns were known as a boom town. Next topic, decline of feudalism and rise of capitalism. These events, industrial revolutions led to the decline of the feudalism. Feudalism means it is defined as a medieval European political, economics and the social system. I will give example about feudalism. What? Feudalism is someone farming a piece of land for a lord and agreeing to serve under the lord in war in exchange for getting to live on the lands and receiving productions. So with the growth of the industrializations, a new system rose in the place of the feudalism, and this new system was capitalism. So now I will say, what does the mean of the capitalism? It is the economic system in which business are owned and run for profit by individuals and not by the state. In this system, in this capitalism system, the production were privately owned and used for profit. So, birth of two new social classes. First, factory owners, other workers. Factory owners, they owned factories and hired workers who were paid wages, salary. Their main focus was on profit making, how to make profit. Worker, they received wages for their labor in factories. Their life was full of difficult, tough, hardship. Both are same meaning. As they were exploited by factory owners. The factory owners was spoiled this labor. Now the next topic is emergence of imperialism. So the industrial revolutions increased the productivity in the industrialized area. It was the demanded for more raw material to keep up with the technology capacity. It was used to the technological system. So countries like Great Britain needed raw material to keep their factories running and the market for goods their factories produce. So now the improvement in weapons, seaboard and ship during these industrial revolutions and helped in the political domination. So domination means the exercise of power or influence over someone or something, or the state of being so controlled of the less developed countries by the European power. So this political domination helped this power reach for flung something suddenly and carelessly, flung lands, serve as a supplier of the raw materials and the market. Establishments of colonies by European in some countries, Africa, Asia and America, provided support to the industrial revolutions. This country supported to the industrial revolutions named the Africa, Asia and the American. So now next topic is the imperialism. So when a nation dominates or control another land politically and economically, especially by acquiring the colonies, it called the imperialism. So, or you want to say, so I will say for the other definition of the imperialism, so a political system in which a rich and powerful country controls other countries or colonies which are not as rich and powerful as itself. And this is a good definition about imperialism. This nation that dominates the mother country, and the dominated are the colonies also. And this policy gained profit, strength and importance of till century 19th due to the industrial revolutions. So the most important force behind the imperialism was industrial revolutions. So the industrial revolutions changed Europe from a consumer of manufactured goods to the producer. Consumer means, I will clear. Consumer is a word. So now, a person who buys things or uses service. So imperialism allowed these power to attain colonies. It provided them with raw materials for their factories and the market, and it was their manufacturing goods. So to acquire of particular colonies in Asia and Africa. Now, the beginning of 20th century saw the rise of four main imperial power. What was the name? Britain, France, Holland and United States of America. These four industrial power brought the whole of non-industrialized world under their control. So now the last point, impact of imperialism. There are 4 points. So one, the mother country exploited the colonies. The other, the colonies were treated as suppliers of the raw material and market for their finished product. Now, the third, the indigenous local, that means local peoples, industries of colonies were completely destroyed. For example, the local textile industries of India were replaced with the machine-made cheap textile that flooded the market. Flooded in means in the large number. Boom of the market. Agriculture was also hit. Colonies were instructed to grow cash crops instead of food crops. In certain colonies, farmers were forced to grow only those crops specified by the mother country. First of all, I will say Cuba. It became a sugar producing country and the Indian farmer had no choice but to grow those crops that fetches a high price in the market. It was demanded. So now, so student, today I have completed this chapter. The chapter is a period of transition. So it is a very important chapter for you. So I know you listen carefully for every topic regarding this chapter. So tomorrow I will give in Tuno app some more important questions and you will do. So thank you and good day.